For the past 3 years, the entire tech industry agreed on one universal rule. If you want to win the AI war, you need to buy every single graphics chip NVIDIA produces. But this week, a historic shift occurred that changes everything we know about computing power. Financial disclosures confirmed that NVIDIA is committing up to $3 billion not to design faster silicon, but to buy direct equity in Lancium, a power grid infrastructure developer. The company that sells the world's most valuable AI chips is now buying the electricity required to run them. Why is a chip maker becoming a power landlord? Because the primary bottleneck of the AI revolution is no longer silicon availability. It is the electric power grid. In today's video, we are breaking down the massive $500 billion Stargate project in Abilene, Texas, the 5-year transformer shortage wall, and why our current power grid can't handle artificial intelligence. Let's look at the numbers. Reports confirm NVIDIA is putting down an initial $2 billion for roughly a 20% stake in Lancium, with another $1 billion locked behind milestone goals, specifically securing hard power grid interconnections. Lancium isn't just any energy firm. They are the primary power developer behind the famous Stargate project in Abilene, Texas, a massive joint initiative involving OpenAI, Oracle, and SoftBank aimed at scaling gigawatt-capacity compute campuses. To understand the scale of Stargate, consider this: traditional data center racks drew about 3 to 5 kilowatts of power. Modern NVIDIA Blackwell and GB200 clusters pull over 100 to 150 kilowatts per rack. A single gigawatt campus consumes as much electricity as 750,000 residential homes. Here is where the crisis begins. NVIDIA can manufacture millions of GPUs in under a year, but connecting a new multi-gigawatt facility to the U.S. power grid currently takes between 4 to 7 years due to massive utility interconnection backlogs. Drop a comment right now below. Do you think tech companies should be allowed to build their own dedicated power plants for AI, or will this drive up electric bills for average households? Let me know what you think. Beyond power lines, there is an unglamorous $40 million component holding up the entire AI boom: high-voltage step-down transformers. Without these massive steel units, grid-level power cannot be converted to run sensitive server hardware safely. Pre-2020, ordering a custom high-voltage transformer took 12 to 18 months. Today, because of raw material shortages in grain-oriented electrical steel and specialized copper, lead times have stretched to 5 years. Out of 16 gigawatts of U.S. data center builds planned for this year, over half will be delayed solely due to missing electrical transformers. Hyperscalers like Alphabet, Amazon, Meta, and Microsoft are spending over $650 billion combined on capital infrastructure in 2026 alone. But as industry analysts point out, you cannot print raw power transmission lines overnight with capital. Physical manufacturing has hard physics limits. This explains why NVIDIA is stepping directly into Lancium. By taking an equity stake in power generation and grid hookup rights, NVIDIA ensures its own Blackwell and upcoming Rubin chip clusters get priority access to energized megawatt capacity before competitors can even plug in. Because public grids are too slow, tech companies are taking matters into their own hands. Projects are now turning to direct on-site natural gas turbines, geothermal plants, and even small modular nuclear reactors, SMRs, to bypass municipal utilities completely. This scramble for fast megawatt capacity comes with a major catch: climate goals are taking a back seat. Reports by Bloomberg highlight that hyperscalers may be forced to abandon or delay 2030 net zero carbon pledges because keeping old coal and gas plants online is the only way to power AI compute today. Local governments are taking notice. New York State recently imposed a statewide pause on discretionary environmental permits for hyperscale data centers while developing new environmental standards, setting off a wave of regional regulatory friction. Should local states put a pause on building AI data centers until local electrical grids are upgraded? Or does that risk putting Western AI development behind global rivals? Drop your take below. The hunt for power is also reshaping global financial credit markets. Data center operators are borrowing billions through specialized special-purpose vehicles, SPVs, to keep massive power infrastructure debt off the balance sheets of tech parent companies. Regulators are watching this debt accumulation nervously. The Bank for International Settlements recently flagged circular financing, where tech giants back the loans of energy suppliers who then use that cash to buy chips from the tech giants, as a growing risk to tech sector stability. What this reveals is that NVIDIA is no longer just a fabless semiconductor designer. By investing directly into Lancium's power pipeline, Jensen Huang is turning NVIDIA into an end-to-end compute utility ecosystem, controlling chip design, software CUDA locks, and physical power hookups. This power crunch is not limited to Texas. From the United Arab Emirates gigawatt campuses down to European data centers, tech hyperscalers are racing to sign power purchase agreements, PPAs, 5 to 10 years in advance just to lock up electrons. Can chip designs save us from the energy wall? NVIDIA's upcoming architectures focus heavily on performance per watt efficiency gains, but as models grow exponentially in parameter scale, efficiency gains get eaten up immediately by larger workloads, a classic Jevons paradox. The net result of this shift is a massive transfer of value across tech. Companies owning real estate, water rights, and grid interconnection permits are seeing enterprise valuations skyrocket, making power developers like Lancium the unexpected kingmakers of the AI boom. What if the power grid simply cannot keep pace? Analysts warn that if electrical capacity remains stalled through 2027, hyperscalers will be left with billions of dollars in unpowered silicon sitting idle in warehouses, triggering a temporary CapEx slowdown in AI hardware purchasing. NVIDIA's $3 billion deal with Lancium is the ultimate proof that the AI war is no longer fought in chip design labs alone. It is being fought in electrical substations, transformer foundries, and grid queue offices. The era of pure software AI is over. The era of energy-constrained computing is here. Thanks for watching. If you want to stay updated on the real engineering and financial stories behind artificial intelligence, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and check out our other tech breakdowns. I'll see you in the next video.